Welcome to the Heal With Us podcast with Euphoma and Ebony, where we pick up where we left off on the episode with my dad, the retired Sergeant Glen Warren of the U.S. Air Force.
So you would say for you it was easier because you kind of it's like you went from the military to being on a military base
Mhm.
or post and then working at those same places as a contractor.
Yeah.
What resources do you think are best for new people who are getting into the military or people who are trying to get out? What resources best helped you?
Well, coming into the military, in order to pretty much do what I do, because this job isn't offered as a civilian anywhere other than contract work, which means you would have had to learn it on the military side. Um, However, getting going into the military, just make sure you got a job that you can apply. If you're trying to use that job again, make sure, because I didn't think I could have ever did this, but
Mm-hmm.
most of those jobs were overseas.
Oh, okay.
So, we don't pay taxes when we go over there, and we get paid very lucrative.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that, but then that's going to dry up too because technology is getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Countries are starting to say, "Oh, Americans are slipping. We're just going to make sure they train our people up good." Things of that nature. They're getting their own contractors. Like when I was in the UAE, I worked for a conglomerate. It was Mubadala was the head, which was which was the Sheikh's company, and then it was Lockheed Martin, Sikorsky, and one other one. I don't remember the other one. So they made up that, but later on, the other ones fell out, and it was just Lockheed. So it was a 60-40 instead of a 60, and then they split it up between the other ones. So that's there. That's there. You just go on and you look what we call headhunters, which were people that did military contract recruiting in the States for other countries.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to get out, that's one way to do it. Now, what I would suggest, even if you get out for 4 years, is to go in the reserve or the guard.
Mm.
For the rest of your time there, because that's
What
going to
time?
count the rest of your military time in the guard or the reserves, because you'll end up
Okay.
getting a retirement.
How long do you have to do that?
It's 20 years. I
Okay.
mean, in that first 4 years counts towards the 20.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and I'm not sure if they still do this, but when we would deploy, however long we would deploy, they
Yeah,
would
they
knock
do.
those number of days off your retirement.
Yep. They still do that, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I didn't quite understand with this these younger people thingies is they would give them bonuses. They were getting $30,000 bonuses. I wasn't getting that. My bonus was garbage when I re-upped in my job. Straight garbage. And then they gave you half up front and then the other over a 6-year period. That didn't amount to nothing. But they're giving these people $30,000-$40,000 up front, and you don't even know what they're gonna do. They may not even make it. So a lot of them, I got that money. They get to their first base, find out they don't like it, then now they want to get out, and they find a way to get out, and they do get out. Now they're getting a bill for that $40,000. You're gonna pay them back that $40,000, but
Some kind of way.
you'll never get another tax check until you do.
Mm.
And if you got VA disability, they're gonna take part of that to pay back that bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's pluses and minuses with that.
Right.
So I always told them, look, you better make sure this is exactly something you want to do before you take that bonus. Now,
Yeah.
I'm sure you can tell them, no, I don't want a bonus. I'll just go in and I'll do my whatever. I think you can do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So it's a lot of drawbacks. If you get a dishonorable discharge, you're done. You're done. There might be some civilian companies out there. It's like, yeah, but he got skills. I'll take him or her. Yeah, they're gonna be like, hey, if he couldn't handle that, I don't know if he can handle this.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
handling stuff, what would you say are some mental health resources that could be available for someone? Like talking about the drawbacks, like all day they have to go through. What are some mental health resources that might be available?
I I'm kind of iffy on that because like now when they go through basic training, if they feel like they starting to come down with anxiety or whatever, then they can pull out a card saying, "Oh, I don't know what the cards say. Today is not a good day. I don't know." But they pull it out, and then that's the end of that's it. I don't know where they send them. I don't know what they do because I didn't even dull into it because I didn't have that. Did not have it. Military and basic training in the Air Force ain't hard. It is not hard. So me being my age, I'm thinking, well, maybe they just not mentally equipped to do this.
Mm.
Do they screen for that though in the
Right.
beginning?
Do they screen, Daddy?
Do they
Do you think they mentally screen people
screen them for that?
to see
Yeah,
if they're
mental health
mentally tough
assessment.
enough?
They supposed to.
But we
They
low on
supposed to,
numbers.
but yeah, when you go, especially like if you do delayed enlistment, so you go through the whole battery of things. And maybe I don't know what they do at the MEP station now, but they're supposed to do, I don't know how in depth they can do that. But mentally, yeah, if you borderline, if you got something already, if you're dealing with something that's maybe what they would call a hereditary or what do we call it as Christians? A curse, generational curse that you haven't dealt with. You might want to do that because being in the military will definitely pull it out. And the way we were going through deployments, it's gonna definitely pull that out. On top of giving you PTSD while you in there. See, our community has a issue with mental health. I know I had to go seek professional help. Yeah, I'm strong. Yeah, my kids see me as strong. People around me see it as strong. But who can I go to when I'm not?
So what I'm hearing is that they do a lot of screening and, in the beginning phase, but the military does welcome at any time. You can always, say, I need help.
People get missed. Perfect example. I got to Holloman Air Force Base. Well, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but it's the truth. In 2018, the summer 2018. By the middle to the end of February of 2019, they had 5 suicides. Why? I'm thinking, and then you got people, oh, they're just weak. They're just weak. And I'm like, I sit one guy down and say, that's not weak. You know how strong you got to be to take your own life, to actually go through with it? I'm like, that. We need to find out what the issue is.
Yeah.
So what we do, we'll have a mental health day. They'll shut down flying. They'll do this, that, and the other. What do they really do though? Do they reach out to people? I offered myself up to speak to those young people because I know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We all have issues. We strong people aren't superheroes. I learned that. I thought I was going to be a superhero. I'm going to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
I found out my country didn't want me to save the world. They wanted me to do what they asked me to do and not question it.
Mm-hmm.
When I started questioning it, then they stopped liking me as much. But like I told them, I don't care what you like. I ain't doing that. Sorry. Well, Sergeant Warren, you'll do. No, Sergeant Warren won't do nothing. And you know Sergeant Warren by now, when he say that, that's what he means. Now, what you gonna do? Because I got the ear of the commander.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, mental, yeah. And we're gonna release him back out there. There was a young person in New Mexico, bipolar, him and his wife. And I'm like, he got out and he had made the rank. And he's like, I ain't taking that. I'm getting out. I'm going to go be a civilian like you guys. I'm going to get a contracting job. And I'm like, okay, good for you. He done had two, you know. But the one thing I told him is to make sure you get the help you need.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, people going to misunderstand you.
Yeah.
People ain't got time to understand each other. That's why we in the shape we are now in this country. Nobody wants to listen. America has issues. Military people have issues. You know what? What happened in New Orleans and what happened in Vegas, those were ex-military people. Look how long it took for that to happen. You know how many people done discharged from the military, retired, or just got out that have skills to do what they need to do to hurt people? Hasn't happened yet. So something is working for us, but how long is that gonna hold up?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we need to recognize, and we need to make ourselves available for people that having issues, because not everybody have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
true.
know, I'm a good listener. Ask Abby, because her stepmom talk a lot, and I listen because she's wise. So I listen. They listen to her. They know she's wise. So, and she has that skill. So you listen. You may not want to. You may not like the way they say it. But if you know it to be true, then you accept how it's said. The delivery ain't gonna always be nice and pretty. Sometimes it's gonna be down and dirty. Now, you have a choice to how you receive that. So yes. But we don't have, when I was in the military, we had psychologists and psychiatrists on base.
Okay.
And you had understudies that were enlisted that can do the intake and try to help people. Don't have it no more.
Dang.
Not really available because everybody's on TRICARE. So now you got to find them somebody to go to.
Yeah.
Or you putting it up to them to find themselves someone to go to. Well, first of all, they got to admit that they got a problem to themselves. They ain't got to admit it to you or me, but to yourself.
You got to first figure it out.
Yeah. My biggest issue with that was my downtime. When I'm alone. Well, I'm alone down here all the time now, but I don't have that issue no more because I deal with it. And I have somebody I can call. You know, I mean, my wife she psychology major, loves it. So I have somebody I can talk to. Everybody don't. They don't. And young people, they're so hasty to end stuff. And we need you. We need you here. We need your mind. We don't know who has the ability to eradicate a disease, especially if
Mm,
they take their own life. We don't know if they could have been the one.
that's true.
So,
That's true.
so the military, it still serves its purpose. It still serves the purpose of trying to steer young people into a career, whether it's with them or whether it's once they get out.
Hmm.
But it's still all what you glean for from it. If you
Yeah.
if you fighting it, if you fighting it, okay, then you're gonna go 4 years and not get nothing out of it other than your GI Bill and a bunch of hard time.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at it and you maneuver it to fit you, then yeah, you whatever it is you do afterwards is gonna be successful.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, like they say, it is what it is. But you know
As a
what? You know what Big Mom used to say? Abby, she probably didn't say it to y'all because she was nicer to y'all. But she's like, well, Bubba, when you get up there now, if you don't know something, don't open your mouth. People don't know how uneducated or how stupid you are or whatever else until you open your mouth and prove to them that you are. If you don't know, you shake your head like you do until you find out.
mm,
Always find out for yourself. To this day, I live by that. That you have rumors all the time. People was like,
mhm,
oh yeah, you didn't hear they they sanctioned me. I was like, yeah, I heard that, but I don't believe what people say. I don't know what they may not like you
mhm,
to be saying that. So since you told me now, I know. But guess what? I don't. It ain't that I don't care. I ain't sharing that with nobody else. It's not their business. You didn't. Plus, you didn't tell me to.
yeah. Yeah.
Trust me, ma'am. I'm usually the last one to find out anything in this family.
That's funny. Thank you, Dad. That was really good.
Well,
Really good.
I appreciate y'all having me because this is a good thing. Our people, for one, need it. And we have to go beyond that because we're all our people.
Hmm.
We are. Even though we have people fighting against that now, we still are people. We still Americans. I still don that uniform for each and every soul that was born on this soil
Mm,
because I know what it is to be ostracized, you know. So let's fight for each other. Don't make it a race thing because everybody has their issues. Make it a human thing.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Help where you can help. That's it. One person at a time. One person at a time. God blesses us to do one person at a time. And if somebody's actually got those authoritative skills, they can do masses. But then the
Yeah.
masses can go out and do one person at a time. So now we even multiplying even more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So do what we do for each other as humanity. And our U.S. military is supposed to preserve that.
Mm,
We're supposed to preserve the rights for you to do what we're doing right now, have this right now. Because
Mhm.
there's
yeah.
places that you can't. It's monitored,
Yeah.
you know, monitored. UAE was like that. You couldn't get it, you couldn't do Zoom. Couldn't do that.
Mm,
You couldn't do video chat on WhatsApp. They blocked it because they want you to use their stuff. Spend your money there. You bring money there. We want it to stay here. You don't take it back to your country.
Mhm.
mm,
So we have a freedom that a lot of other the countries don't have.
mhm,
But there is such a thing as being too free because you had the freedom to discriminate against other people.
mm. And that's
So
not what we need to do.
nope, nope,
Nope.
nope. And we got to be mindful very mindful of that 14th and 13th Amendment and the Dred Scott. Dred Scott, if you don't know what Dred Scott means, look it up. Google it. Google the
Spell it.
14th. Dred Scott. Dred Scott.
Okay.
It's what really, the 14th and 13th Amendment is what kind of made it mute.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't get rid of it. It's still there. So look that up. Look up the 14th, 13th Amendment. Then maybe that's another cast for another day.
Another conversation for another day. Well, thank you, Dad, for joining us,
Well,
Sergeant Warren.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
We will wrap it up here. Guys, join us for another episode with Here With Us. I'm your host, Ebony.
And I'm Euphoma.
And I'm Glen Warren.
And that was part 3 of our military episode with the retired Sergeant Glen Warren. Thanks to my dad for spending some time with us to enlighten us on what it's like to live that life and what it looks like moving forward. So we appreciate you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at healwithus@atlantatreatmentcenter.org or check us out online at atlantatreatmentcenter.org.